Well, hello everyone. I hope and pray that you're doing well today. Jesus once said, "If the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed." And I was thinking today, I can't remember a time that I didn't like bikes. Cycling has always represented freedom, independence to me. From the time I learned to ride without training wheels, on the same little red two-wheeler as my older sisters, I just loved that feeling of biking. I can still picture my sister's green bike, this lasting image in my mind, as I hit her bike at a fairly good rate of speed and flew over the handlebars and hit my chin on the asphalt, resulting in me having to get some stitches. I still have the scar under my chin. And then as elementary school kids, joining with the other kids in the neighborhood on their bikes, the BMXs and the motocrosses and the 10 speeds that we borrowed from our older siblings, which were way too big for us, way before mountain bikes were a thing. Bikes extended the range of our exploration and freedom. And then I remember in high school, I bought a Centurion Ironman triathlon bike. With what amounted to my life savings at the time. Chad actually has the bike. I gave it to the school bazaar a number of years ago. Anyways, I put thousands and thousands of kilometers on that bike. When in my grade 11 year, I think I put 10,000 kilometers on that bike when my friends were all driving cars already. And in high school, I would try to phone Ella from my house, and it was a long distance phone call. So I'd bike 7 kilometers from my house to a payphone in Surrey to call Ella. I could go on about cycling trips and high speeds and crashes and races and discoveries and leg cramps and lots of fun. Recently, as this car goes by, we purchased a couple of e-bikes. A friend made fun of me for not being a cycling purist anymore. Sent me a picture of this guy going up an escalator. This guy's going up the escalator, and the caption reads, "E-biker begins off-season training by riding escalator." I mean, I think it's funny, but I still love the freedom that I get from cycling. And I think one thing an e-bike does is it encourages me, along with others, to get out, to get in the game, to take the risks of crashes or cold weather or leg cramps, but also to anticipate social interaction, connection, adventure, freedom. And I'm wondering today if that feeling of freedom doesn't somehow connect to the biblical story. I wonder if that feeling of freedom can remind me of who I am in Christ. I mean, lots of people, Christians included, see Christianity as somehow infringing on their freedom. They feel like the Bible's full of random rules that aim to curb their joy. Christianity is just, the fun police. Like God just wants them to do boring stuff. But what if? What if life with God is a relationship, and life with God is more than, much more like, kind of getting out onto the open road? It's a life of freedom, but it's got some guardrails, it's got some rumble strips to help prevent us from hitting the ditch or our chin. Because of Jesus, we're no longer slaves to our past. We're no longer bound by our bad choices or our sinful nature. We're freed, redeemed, and restored. One more vehicle going by here. If only that was a quiet e-bike, right? Anyways, Jesus' freedom allows us to become all that God created us to be. Now, I don't know if I'll ever stop loving the feeling of being on the bike, of the wind blowing through my hair, or at least of the wind blowing through where my hair used to be. I hope I'm constantly reminded by it of the freedom I have in Christ. As the scriptures say, for freedom, Christ has set us free. The peace of Christ be with you all. I know you just stuck around long enough to tell me I left with my kickstand down, so